Good day, everyone, and we are at our rationalization for our quiz, which happened last Monday, all about serum dilutions. We have here the first question, which says that a test tube contains 8 ml of saline with 2 ml of serum. But what is the serum to saline ratio? So what we are looking for now is to have the serum to saline ratio. So first, we are going to solve for the dilution. Okay, so dilution, sorry, we have Okay, dilution, which is equal to the volume of solute over the total volume of the solution. Okay, so we have the volume of solute, which is 2, over the total volume, which is 2 plus 8 ml. Which is now we have 2 over 10, and that is equivalent to 1 over 5. So since this is the total volume, so therefore, one part of the solution is the solute. So therefore, the ratio of the serum to saline content of the solution is mainly 1 is to 4. 1 is for the solute and 4 is for the solvent or the diluent. So therefore, the answer is 1 is to 4. We have here another problem, which is looking for the dilution of a solution that contains 3 ml of serum added with 17 ml of saline. So the same process will be applied. So dilution is equal to the volume of solute over the total volume of the solution. So we have 3 ml of serum over solute plus solvent. So that is 3 ml plus 17 ml, which we have now 3 over 20. But of course, remember that we are going to make your numerator 1. Okay, so that's why you are going to divide both the numerator and denominator by 3. So we have now 1 over 6.67. So this is now your dilution, and this is going to be your answer. This question is asking us how are we going to prepare a solution with a 1 over 100 dilution of serum with saline. So remember, if the dilution is 1 over 100, then therefore, in a 100 part solution, one part is composed of the solute. Okay, so therefore, 100 minus 1 is equal to 99. So therefore, one part of the solution is composed of the solute, then therefore the rest is to be comprised by the diluent or the saline in this case. So therefore, we are going to make a 1 over 100 dilution of serum and saline by mixing one part of serum with 99 parts of diluent. If a 0.5 ml of serum is diluted up to 80 ml, so the resulting dilution is how much? Okay, so this is what we are going to find out, the resulting dilution. Always remember that you have here the total volume 80 ml. Kasi ang sinabi dito is up to 80 ml. So if you are going to solve for this one, you have the volume of solute over the total volume of the solution. So therefore, you have 0.5 ml over the total volume, which is 80 ml. So therefore, if you are going to multiply this by 2 to make your numerator into 1, so you have 1 over 160. Okay, we are now at question number 5. 0.25 ml of serum is diluted up to 20 ml. So what is the resulting dilution? Okay, so we have to solve it by having the formula dilution is equal to volume of solute over total volume. So we have here the volume of solute, which is 0.25 ml over the total volume of 20 ml. Kasi sabi dito up to. Okay, so 20 ml. So how are we going to make the numerator 1? So you are going to multiply it by 4. So therefore, 0.25 times 4 becomes 1 over 20 times 4 is 80. So this is now the resulting dilution of the solution. So this is your answer. So for question number 6, a 1 over 10 dilution can be made from 5 ml of stock solution and how much volume of the saline. So what is being sought here is the amount of the saline. Okay, so we can solve it in this way. So we have 1 over 10 is equal to 5 ml as the volume of your solute over the total volume, which is 5 ml, and the amount of the saline, which is x. So you have to cross multiply. You have 5 ml plus x is equal to 50 ml. So you are going to transpose 5 ml to the other side. You have x is equal to 50 ml minus 5 ml. So x is equal to 45 ml. Okay, so this is now the final answer. Question number 7 states that a total of 400 ml of a 1 over 4 solution is to be prepared. So the question is, how much of the concentrated solution is to be used? So that means, ang hinahanap natin dito is ang solute. Okay, so remember, 400 ml is the total volume. And you are given 1 over 4 dilution. So you have 1 over 4 is equal to x, kasi yun ang hinahanap natin, yung volume ng solute, over total volume, which is 400 ml. So you have to do cross multiplication. You have 4x is equal to 400 ml. So divide both sides by 4. You have x is equal to 100 ml. So therefore, the volume of the solute in a 400 ml solution with 1 over 4 dilution is having a volume of 100 ml. So for question number 8, the question is, how much serum is present in a 25 ml of a 1 over 5 dilution? So you are provided here the total volume, which is 25 ml, and a dilution of 1 over 5. So what is being asked is the amount of solute. So the manner of solving this is actually the same as the manner of solving in question number 7. So you have here 1 over 5, which is equal to x as the volume of your solute, and then you have 25 ml as the total volume of the solution. So you do cross multiplication. So you have 5x is equal to 25 ml, and you are going to divide both sides by 5. So you have x is equal to 5 ml. So therefore, the amount of serum present in a 25 ml of a 1 over 5 dilution is 5 ml. Question number 9 is similar with question number 7 and question number 8. So in the problem, you have 100 ml of a 1 over 50 dilution of serum in saline. So how much serum is present in the solution? So you are provided with the total volume of the solution with its dilution, which is 1 over 50. So we are being asked to determine the volume of the solute or the serum. So in solving this, you have 1 over 50, which is equal to x for the volume of the serum, and you have 100 ml as the total volume of the solution. So do cross multiplication. 50x is equal to 100 ml. So you divide both sides by 50, and you will have the final answer of 2 ml. So therefore, in a 100 ml of a 1 over 50 dilution of serum in saline, serum is actually 2 ml. So for question number 10, you want to make 30 ml of a 1 over 500 dilution of urine in water. So what is being asked is the amount of diluent to be mixed. But if you are going to look closely at the question, you are only provided with the total volume and the dilution. But even the amount of solute is also missing. Because if the solute volume is provided, okay, you can easily get the amount of diluent by subtracting the volume of your solute with the total volume. But in this case, both sila wala. So what you are going to do first is to determine the amount of the solute. So you have 1 over 500, which is equal to x over 30 ml. So you do cross multiplication. You have 500x is equal to 30 ml. Then you divide both sides by 500. So x now is 0.06 ml. So this is now the volume of your solute. So to get the volume of your diluent, you have to simply subtract your solute with the total volume. So you have the TV or total volume is equal to solute plus the diluent. Diluent. So you have here diluent, sorry, uh, you have diluent is equal to TV minus solute. Okay, so you have 30 ml minus 0.06 ml. So your diluent is 29.94 ml. For number 11, a 1 over 6 dilution is further diluted by adding 2.5 ml of water to 1 ml of the original dilution. So what is the final dilution of the second solution? So that means a certain solution which has a 1 over 6 dilution is further diluted by getting 1 ml from this tube added with 2 ml of water. So ang hinahanap is yung final dilution ng second solution. So now, let us start by solving for the dilution of the second tube, okay, or of the second solution. So dilution is equal to total volume of the solute over total volume of the solution. So the volume of solute is how much? 1 ml. So you have 1 ml over the total volume, which is now 1 ml plus 2.5 ml of water. So we have 1 over 3.5. So this is now the dilution of the second tube. But remember, what is being asked now is the final dilution of the second tube. Okay? Kasi nga, diluted na ang kanyang solute. So therefore, all you have to do is to multiply the dilution factor of the second tube, which is the denominator. In this case, we have 3.5 and multiply it with the dilution factor of the previous tube. So therefore, you have 3.5 times 6. This is now 21. So you have now the answer 1 over 21 as the final dilution of the second tube. So for number 12, if 2 ml of a 1 over 5 dilution is further diluted by adding 3 ml of distilled water, what would be the final dilution of the resulting solution? So that means that a solution is already diluted to 1 over 5 and it has to be diluted further by getting 2 ml from this tube, okay, and added with 3 ml of distilled water. So we have dilution is equal to the volume of solute over the total volume of the solution. So in this case, you have 2 ml as the volume of your solute divided by the total volume, which is the combination now of the volume of your diluent plus the solute. So you have here 2 over 5, in which it can still be reduced to 1 over 2.5. So though it's decimal, but what we have to do is to make the numerator 1. So remember, we are going to look for the final dilution. So you have to multiply it with the dilution of the previous tube. So therefore, you have 1 over 5. So that becomes D is equal to 1 over 12.50. So this is the final dilution now of the second tube. The problem of number 13 is also the same with the previous item. Okay, so you have here if 1 ml of a 1 over 4 dilution is further diluted by adding 1.5 ml of distilled water. So what is going to be the final dilution? So dilution is equal to volume of solute over total volume. So the volume of solute now is 1 ml over um, 1.5 ml plus 1 ml. So you have 1 over 2.5. Okay, so 2.5 is, okay, so this is going to be the tube dilution. But of course, remember that we are looking for the final dilution. So you are going to multiply this, okay, with the dilution of the previous tube. So that is 1 over 4, which is now 1 over 10. So the dilution or the final dilution of the second tube is 1 over 10. So for item number 14, 50 ml of sulfuric acid is diluted in a total volume of 300 ml. So what is the dilution? So that is dilution is equal to volume of solute over the total volume of the solution. So the volume of solute is 50 ml and the total volume is 300 ml. Okay, so you have here a dilution of 1 over 6. Number 15, if 10 ml of saline is added to 5 ml of urine, what is the dilution? Okay, so dilution is equal to volume of solute over the total volume of the solution. Okay, so what is the volume of the solute? It is 5 ml. 5 ml over the total volume. So you have 5 ml plus 10 ml of saline. Okay, so you have 5 over 15 ml. So the final dilution or the tube dilution is 1 over 3. Number 16, if you add 0.9 ml of saline to 0.1 ml of plasma, so what is the dilution? So dilution is equal to the volume of solute over total volume of the solution. So volume of solute is 0.1 ml over 0.1 ml plus 0.9 ml. So you have 0.1 ml over 1 ml. So to make this one, okay, so you have to multiply it by 10. Okay, so times 10. So, in that, you are going to move one decimal place kasi may isang zero si 10. So, that becomes 1. And then, 10 times 1 is 10. So, you have the dilution, which is 1 over 10. For number 17, what is the dilution if 0.2 ml of packed red cells is mixed with 0.8 ml of saline? So dilution is equal to volume of solute over total volume. So you have here the volume of solute, which is 0.2 ml over 0.2 ml plus 0.8 ml of saline. So you have 0.2 ml over 1 ml. So to make this 1, you have to multiply it by 5. Okay? So you have here 0. You have 1 over 1 times 5, that is 5. So you have the dilution of 1 over 5. For number 18, if a 3 ml of serum is diluted to make a 15 ml solution, the amount of diluent added is, okay, how much? So no need to complicate things. Okay, so you just have to simply get the total volume and subtract, okay, the volume of your solute. Okay, so in this case, you have 3 ml of serum. So you have total volume, which is solute plus diluent. So you have here diluent is equal to total volume minus solute. So diluent now will have 15 ml minus 3 ml. So the amount of diluent is 12 ml. For question number 19, if serum is diluted with 5 ml of saline to obtain a 1 over 30 solution, so what is the amount of serum needed? So you have 1 over 30, which is equal to X as the volume of your solute over 5 ml plus X. So 5 ml here is the volume of your saline, in which you can get the total volume by, of course, adding saline with your solute. And in this case, hindi man given ang solute. So therefore, you have 5 ml plus X. So you do cross multiplication. We have 30X is equal to 5 ml plus X. So you have 30X minus X is equal to 5 ml. So you have 29X is equal to 5 ml. Divide both sides by 29. So X now is equal to 0.1724. So X is 0.17. So this time we are going to solve for serial dilutions and mixed dilutions. So for the first problem, you are given a series of 10 tubes. So remember that the best manner in analyzing and solving this type of problems is by presenting it in a table. So in the first tube is placed 9 ml of saline. So saline is your diluent. So you have 9 ml in the first tube, while the others are filled with 5 ml of saline. So from tubes 2 to 10, so you have 5 ml of the diluent, in which, in this case, we make use of saline. So you have 5 ml. So again, forgive me for my handwriting. Okay? And then 1 ml of serum is added to the first tube. So the volume of solute here is 1 ml. And 5 ml from this is transferred to the second tube, and the same volume is to be transferred serially to the rest of the remaining tubes. So you have 5 ml from the first tube transferred to the second tube, and the same volume will be transferred to the rest of the tubes, okay, from the preceding tube. Okay, now, so what is the total volume now of the solution? So you have 10 ml, so 5 plus 5, so still it's 10. So actually, all the tubes have the same total volume, and that is 5 ml. No, that's 10 ml. Okay. So, of course, when you do the series of dilution, so you have to discard 5 ml of the last tube. Okay. Now, give the following. Okay. So from here, you can sense that there is a different volume of diluent and solute in the tube 1. So therefore, this is a mixed dilution. So you are asked to provide the following: dilution of tube 6, tube 9, final dilution of tube 9, and the tube dilution of tube 1. So again, you are going to compute it by having the formula: dilution is equal to volume of solute over the total volume of the solution. So in this case, you have 1 ml as the volume of the solute, so therefore tube dilution is 1 over 10. Okay, and that is also the same with the final dilution of tube number 1. So the rest of the tubes would have 5 over 10. Okay, so reduce it, it becomes 1 over 2. So the rest now will have 1 over 2, 1 over 2, 1 over 2, from tubes 2 to 10. Now, so for the final dilution factor of the tube with the dilution factor of the previous tube. So this becomes 1 over 20, 1 over 40, 1 over 80, 1 over 160, 1 over 163, 20, okay, 1 over 640. You have 1 over 2, 1 280. You have 1 over 2, 560. And lastly, you have, 1 over 5, 120. So what is being asked is the tube dilution of number 6. So you have 1 over 2. Okay. Final dilution of tube number 9. So that is 1 over 2, 560. And the tube dilution of tube number 1, that is 1 over 10. So you are given a series of 10 tubes, each of which contains 4 ml of the diluent. So you have here 4 ml from tube 1, okay, to tube 10. So that means they have the same amount of diluent. Okay. Half a milliliter of plasma is added to the first tube. So that means you have 0.5 ml of plasma as the volume of the solute in the first tube. And the serial dilution using 1 ml is carried out in the remaining tube. So that means 1 ml from the first tube is to be added to the second tube. So the solute is 1 ml and that is until the remaining tubes. So you have 1 ml as the volume of the solute of the remaining tubes. Okay, so now let us determine the total volume. So you have 4.5 ml, you have 5 ml, 5 ml. Okay, now let us determine the tube dilution of each tube. Okay, so remember you have 0.5 over 4.5. So to make this 1, so you multiply it by 2, so you have 1 over 9. So the tube dilution of the first tube is 1 over 9, and that is going also to be the final dilution of the tube. Okay, so for the following tubes, okay, you have now the volume of the solute is 1, okay, and you have the total volume of 5. So therefore, it's all 1 over 5 because they have the same amount of diluent and also they have the same amount of solute. And of course, with that, they also have the same amount of total volume. Okay, so to get the final dilution, okay, multiply the denominator with the denominator of the previous tube. So therefore, you have 5 times 9 is equal to 1 over 45. Okay, 5 times 45 is equal to 1 over 2 to 5 times what 2 to 5 times 5, that is 1 over 1125. 1125 times 5 is 1 over 5625. 5625 times 5, that is 1 over 28. 1,125 times 5. So that is 1 over 140,625 times 5. Okay, that is 1 over 703,125 times 5. Have 1 over 3,515,625. And lastly, multiply it by 5. So that is 1 over 17,578,125. Okay, so you have to provide the following. So the final dilution of tube number 3, so that is 1 over 2 to 5. Tube dilution of tube number 9. So tube number 9 has a 1 over 5 tube dilution, and final dilution of tube number 5, which is in this case 1 over 5625. Okay, so you prepare a series of 10 tubes. In the first tube, you are going to place 3 ml of saline. So first tube, volume of diluent is 3 ml. So in tubes 2 up to 10, you have to place 2 ml of saline. So 2 ml from tube 2, from tubes number 2 to tube number 10. Okay, so add 1 ml of serum in tube number 1. So you have here 1 ml. And then transfer 2 ml from tube 1 to the second tube and do the same throughout the remaining tubes. So you have here 2 ml from tube 2 to tube number 10. Okay, now. So, of course, you are going to discard the last 2 ml, okay, from the last tube. And then you provide the following, okay? So, you have here, let us determine first the total volume of each tube. So, you have 4 ml. They have the same total volume. All tubes have 4 ml as the volume of their solutions. Now, determine the tube dilution. So you have here 1 over 4 for the first tube. And then the final dilution is also the same. So that is 1 over 4. For the remaining tubes, okay, so you have 2 over 4. So this can be reduced to 1 over 2. So the rest have 1 over 2. Okay, now, so we are going to determine the final dilution of the remaining tubes. So you have 1 over 8, 1 over 16, 1 over 32, 1 over 64. You have 1 over 128. You have 1 over 256. 1 over 512. 1 over 1024. And lastly, you have 1 over 2048. So what is the tube dilution of tube number 6? So you have 1 over 2. Final dilution of tube number 8, so that is 1 over 512. And the final dilution of tube number 1, and that is 1 over 4. So thank you so much for listening. I hope you have learned a lot from this topic. So stay safe and have a great day.